everybody, and welcome back to my channel. How y'all doing? This is the lovely Shayna.
Shayne maisonette. How are you guys all doing today?
Yes, you don't have to be so formal. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I just talk formally. This is the way I talk.
Yeah, she's formal. But today on this installment, I want to talk a little bit about mental health and wellness and mental illnesses and things of that nature. I've suffered from it. Shayna suffered from it too. I actually met her in a mental health hospital, which is crazy. A crazy story. We can talk about that a little bit too. But I just wanted to briefly discuss our diagnoses and our history with mental illness. And Shayna, you can go first.
So when I was in the hospital with Asia, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm. And what is schizophrenia?
Schizophrenia is a mental disorder in which you can see things and hear things that aren't actually really there. When I was in hospital, I had a schizophrenic outbreak. I don't get them often because I'm on my medication called Abilify, but when I do have them, I start seeing things, saying things that are just kind of outlandish, and it can be scary at times, but as long as you try to go to a doctor, it can be handled. You know, I still deal with it, and it's still hard for me and my family, sometimes even my friends, but as long as I take my medication and that I go see my doctor on a regular basis, then it stays in control.
Well, I wanted to see more about outfits. Sorry, I'm focused on fashion too.
Oh yeah, fashion.
You're like, don't get my gut.
Alright.
Okay, so what's your history with mental illness though? Like, when did it start? Because I know it didn't start when you was in the hospital that day, or is that your first hospitalization or no?
That was my first serious hospitalization. I didn't know that I had schizophrenia before actually that time.
Okay.
Like, I've been having schizophrenic symptoms, but my parents and everybody didn't know what it was, and then it suddenly got way worse. And then when it got worse, that's when I had to go to the hospital and get reevaluated for like about 3 days when I was there.
Okay. And that was when you were what age?
And that was when I was 22.
And how many times have you been in the hospital?
Once. I almost went again about 2 months ago, but
I thought you said you went again after that time. Again.
My sister.
Oh, your sister went again.
Yeah, my sister.
But you haven't been since the last time, since your first time.
No, I haven't. I'm a very strong person, and I try to deal with this, like with doctor's help, because I have a job, and I can't keep on going to the hospital all the time.
Yeah.
For mental illness, and I just kind of
like me. We'll talk about it. You finished?
I like to say that I have also other mental illnesses, and that this is a crazy thing about mental illness. I have a severe anxiety disorder, and I have ADD. I've had that since childhood, and they say that all mental disorders are comorbid, which means that there are usually more than one mental disorder. Usually, like anxiety, depression, insomnia, like all these different mental disorders are usually tied in with more than one. That's what comorbid means.
And they normally say that sometimes if you have one hardcore version of one, it can like bring on a lot of different other mental illnesses as well. So if you start off with schizophrenia, it can bring on like bipolar disorder, it can bring on depression, it can bring on ADD, ADHD, or anything like that. Especially with the medications, if you don't take the medication, it could hinder you and bring on any other types of mental illnesses. I can barely talk. Okay, so are you finished?
I am finished.
Okay. Well, what's up, y'all? So, unlike Shayna, I've been to the hospital plenty of times. It's too many to count. It's under 20, but it's more than 10. And I've been at the mental health hospital since. What do you got? Your dukes? She put her dukes up.
Hit 'em with the flags. Hit 'em with the flags.
No, I've been to the mental health hospital plenty of times since I was literally like 20 to 20. I think, since I was the age of 20, turning 21. No, since I was 21, turning 22. I've been to the mental health hospital, and I'm 26 now, so that's literally 5 years spent in and out of the mental health hospital. I put up 10, but 5 in and out of the mental health hospital. And my first diagnosis, I actually went to see a therapist / counselor my first time, and that was when I was about 19 or 20. I knew I had depression at the time. I just didn't know how to cope with it. So I ended up going to see somebody and just to get a second opinion to see if I really had depression or not, because I didn't know what it was. I just knew I was sad all the time. So I went and spoke to a counselor, and we did the mental health test. And she said, yeah, you have depression and you might want to take medication for it. And I was just so sad about it. I was just like, I do not want to take medication. I'm not somebody that's for modern medications, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about that too. I'm not for modern medicine at all. Just because it has a lot of side effects and it can hinder your body or like throw off your natural diagnosis, your natural digestion, and like your natural body and how it works within itself. It can like throw that off and like have you have a lot of other health related medical issues as well, that when it's supposed to help you instead it's really hurting you. But so yeah, depression was my first diagnosis. Then when I went to the hospital the second time, I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, and that's like schizophrenia, but if they said I was seeing things and hearing things that really wasn't there, because I was saying that people were talking about me, and I was saying that my family was talking about me. Like literally everybody that I met was either talking to me or about me. So talking to me like about me, or talking about me with amongst themselves. So yeah, that made me go to the hospital the second and third time, and then after that I was in and out of the hospital, and then they said I had schizophrenia. Then they said I had bipolar disorder part 1. Then they said I was back to having depression. So it's been a crazy, hectic ride of them saying that I have a mental illness. I've been to the hospital recently, and I just got out sometime in June. I like the last week of June. I got out on a Friday, and they said I was diagnosed. My last stint that I went in, they said I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, with light bipolar illness as well, because I was really irritated in there, and I was like kirking off on everybody because they were getting on my nerves. Like, this is what I think, right? Because when you're in the hospital, you have to deal with a lot of different personalities and a lot of people with different mental illnesses. Exactly. So sometimes it's not the best place for your recovery, for your mental illness. It's not the best place for you, because you have to stay sane and stay in your corner and deal with the therapist. You have to deal with the doctors, and you have to deal with other patients. And that alone can be a lot to deal with, and it especially was a lot for me when I was in Wakebrook. But I think it prepared me a lot for being outside of the hospital, because you have to deal with a lot when you're on your own as well. And luckily it brought my family back to me, because I felt like this last year of me being in my own apartment, yeah, go independence, right?
I'm still living with my parents.
You won't for long. Yeah. You won't for long. If you could, you could be my roommate.
Actually, that'd be actually really fun.
I know, right?
We should be roommates.
We should be roommates, though. My caramel frappuccino. My caramel mocha frappuccino.
Caramello.
But no, what was I saying? Yeah, I felt like I didn't really have a stronger support system as I do right now. And like really, I wasn't as open about the mental illness. I was very much to myself and like going through a lot. But I was also my most creative and like trying to work with it, trying to do some coping skills with it. But yeah, so that's 5 years with the mental illness. And I think I just have depression. I think the schizophrenia was a misdiagnosis, and sometimes that happens.
Be careful about that. I had a 3-day evaluation for my schizophrenia. My schizophrenia does get really, really bad. My schizophrenic symptoms are like way more outward than I've seen even Asia have that. I could see maybe schizoaffective symptoms, but I wouldn't say she has like straight up schizophrenia.
Yeah.
For sure. I can see, like, I know that she has bipolar disorder, and
what?
Right?
You think I'm bipolar?
I'm bipolar.
I would never see you as being bipolar. You're too calm. Cause I'll be kirking out on people, y'all. I'll be kirking out. Like literally yesterday, we were out and we were We were by the Red Hat Amphitheater for anybody that's in North Carolina. They were having the little reggae festival yesterday, a little reggae performance, and we were in the crowd. We were outside of the ticket stand, like looking around, like watching and trying to see what's up with it, trying to see if we can get free tickets or whatever. Because they were selling free tickets at the box cart. And this big fat guy in a blue shirt, I will never forget him, right? He gonna walk by me and Shayna and bump into me. I was like, yo, say excuse me.
Exactly.
I was like, excuse you. I said it real loud. I was like, excuse you. You need to say excuse me next time. And he gonna keep looking into the crowd, like not even acknowledge me. That pissed me off even more. I got so angry, yo. Like I've never been so mad in my entire life. And Shayna was just looking real embarrassed. Like
I was just like
shaking her
I didn't know what
head.
to do. I mean, she should have said excuse me, but once like Asia said something to him, he like blatantly just ignored her.
I know, and that shit pissed me off. And Shayna ain't even have my back. She didn't even have my back.
The video is over. I'm just kidding.
She ain't even have my back, y'all. I was like kirking out, and then we got into our lift, and then we went back to my apartment. This is my lovely apartment in the background. But no, she didn't even have my back.
I was just watching. It was just entertaining. I was just hoping that she wasn't gonna fight anybody. That was it.
I was like, when we got in the car, I was like, yo, I should have got in his face. I was like, yo, I should have got in his face. Because he blatantly ignored me. I was so mad,
And
yo.
he was not even 2 feet away. He was like right there, standing right in front of her with his
ugly self. His
Yeah.
little Big Mac looking self.
I hate to call other people
Big
ugly,
Mac
but
quarter pounder deluxe looking ass motherfucker. And I work at McDonald's, so that makes it even worse. I'm like going through the menu. He probably orders everything on the menu with a large fry and a large Coke. You know what I'm saying? With his fat ass. He's big enough to eat all that shit too. With his big ass.
he was
All stomach, all head.
He was on the larger scale, if I had to say so.
The extra large scale, the triple X, like
We're
shit.
going straight to hell.
But anyway, back to the mental illness. So, okay. So, what did you think about your last hospitalization experience, and what do you think about hospitalization as a whole? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing for your recovery?
I said earlier, she had said during the recovery, a lot of people that are mentally ill have to go through serious steps, including like taking medication, going to therapy sessions, doing things to keep your mind stimulated in a healthy way, like doing art and doing exercises. I would say that they, in my experience, they could have use more natural things as well as the medication in order to help out the mentally ill people there. Like I've noticed that a lot of people, the workers out there, they're kind of, I would say, lazy, and they didn't want to take us outside as much.
Was that Holly Hill?
Yeah, at Holly Hill.
Oh yeah, Holly Hill.
They didn't want to take us outside. They didn't want to like do long periods of art or writing or reading with like the mental group. And I just felt like they relied so much on medication. Like, I love my medication. It really helps me so that I'm not screaming and yelling and seeing things. And, but
yeah, because when she goes off, yo.
Yeah, when it is pretty scary. Right now it seems pretty normal, but that's because I'm on the, once again, Abilify. And it helps a lot, but at the same time, me staying focused on like my art and reading and exercising has actually been helping me out too.
Yeah. So you think hospitalization is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'd say it's a good thing.
It's a good thing?
It's a good thing. I just want to see workers not rely so much on medication and rely more on therapy.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Okay, so my last hospitalization, I've been through plenty of hospitals, right? I've been to Duke Health. I've been in Durham. I've been to a hospital in San Antonio, Texas, when I used to live with my sister. I've been to Wake Med. I've been to Holly Hill plenty of times, too many times to count. I've been to Wakebrook, was my last one, UNC Wakebrook, which is like part of UNC Chapel Hill. Plenty of hospitals in North Carolina. And I think that the hospitalization process, I'm very familiar with it. I can pretty much tell you, I'm pretty much self-diagnosed as a tech, pretty much a self-employed tech. You know what I'm saying? Because I can do their job for them. Like, I know what they do. I know what they have to do. I know the protocol for the techs there. I want to be a CNA. Like, I want to be. I am very smart though, and I want to be a CNA. Just for working within mental illness for so long. I like to be a CNA, but I would say the overall hospitalization process is a good thing. It can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing as well. It's good because of the therapy, because of the medication management, because of all of the tools that they have that they utilize there that are more from information and for teaching purposes. You're learning a lot about yourself and about the whole mental illness. You're learning about the mental illness. You're learning about coping skills and how to manage it, and you're learning about medication management. You're also learning about nutrition. You're learning about how to exercise. You're learning about how to do those coping skills that you love and sometimes offer newer ones. You're learning about the mental illness itself. I love the learning process of it, right? And sometimes you make friends.
Yeah, we make friends. She was the only friend I had met there that was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I did meet some older ladies that was pushing around in wheelchairs. And
I remember that. I was like, why is she caretaking for these fucking old ass ladies? Like, what is wrong with her?
Not all schizophrenic people are scary, okay? I like to drink Starbucks and push old ladies and wheelchairs.
Push old ladies across the street for money. She's really trying to do it for money, y'all.
No, they didn't even. I'm doing it for the food. The old ladies were trying to sneak me food in the hospital, stuff like that. They're like, here you go, honey. Here's
for the extra food, right? It's for the food off the tray.
Yeah, they were feeding me well too.
They were feeding you well, girl. I gained so much weight. Okay, let's talk about medication, right? What do you think about your medications, and what are some side effects that you've experienced from it?
So far,
I'm like her mom.
I love that.
She let me put my spit on her mouth.
So with the medications that I'm on Vyvanse, I'm on Abilify, I'm on hydroxyzine, which is also called Visceral, and Ambien. The Ambien for insomnia, the Visceral for anxiety, the Abilify for schizophrenia, and the Vyvanse for ADD. But it took me years. Like, I went from Adderall to Xanax to all these other different types of really strong medications, like trial and error before I found the right mixed medications that work for me. And right now I'm very, very lucky that these different types of medications have been working out for me and keeping all of my symptoms like under control. So in my experience, it's trial and error, and that's just kind of what happens. And unfortunately, if you're gonna do that, it's gonna mess up your brain chemistry a little bit. I've had like weight fluctuations. Like when I was on Adderall, I was very, very skinny, like unhealthily skinny. And then, I got off of it, switched off to Vyvanse, and gained a little bit of weight, but
she's thickums now, y'all.
At the same time, it just works better, and that's good. I'm still thick now.
Yeah, she's thickums, but it looks good on her. I think she's in my caramel macchiato frappuccino. But no, okay, so the medications I've been on Respidol, Celexa, Abilify. I'm on Invega now and Depakote. They're all mood stabilizations except for the Celexa. They're all for mood stabilization and the schizophrenia, except for the Celexa. That's an antidepressant. So I feel like the Respidol helps, but it also, what side effects have you experienced? You didn't say that.
Oh, the type of side effects?
Yeah.
Well, I have to get my Abilify into my arm every single month, and that just kind of hurts my arm a little bit. But it just makes me feel really happy. It's just, I mean,
a side effect that's like medical.
Well, I mean, it just makes me feel really, really happy at first. Like, I'm taking a drug, but then as like the
you crash.
Abilify, no, I don't crash. I don't really have any negative side effects. The only thing I have is like the Vyvanse keeps me up at night. Yeah. But then I take the
insomnia.
Yeah, I take the Ambien for insomnia, and it helps.
Okay. Well, the side effects I've experienced on the Respidol is like, and the Invega now, that's the injectable that I take in my arm. It's made me extremely like anxious. I've spoken about my anxiety on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So you guys have like a little glimpse into what it's like for me. I described it, but it brings like a heavy like anxiousness into my body, into my system, into my mind, and it makes me feel like people are out to get me and that something negative is gonna happen, or like it makes me kind of paranoid in a sense where I feel like people are acting weird around me. They're talking about me, or they're just acting weird as in total. In general, they're just acting like a big weirdo. And everything around me is weird, and it makes me not want to be wherever I'm at with whatever surroundings that I'm within. It makes me want to leave and go home and get on the covers and stay under bed and never move. So I've had that side effects. I've had weight gain. I've had blurry vision. I had a lot of weight gain on the Risperdal. My boobs were like ridiculous, yo. My boobs were incredibly fat. Like I had big titties, like big titty city, big titty city. I was like I went from a size 2 to a size 8 in like 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Granted, I was eating a lot of negative foods. Like I was eating a lot of chips and cookies and like pastas and shit like that, and like salads and burgers and shit, veggie burgers because I'm vegetarian.
I'm
so
not.
yeah, she's a meat eater. I haven't converted her yet. I'm working on her.
I'd like to actually try it out because I heard that it is healthier, and it's actually diet affects your brain chemistry.
Yeah, you should take some kale soup home. I made kale soup.
Was it good?
It is good. You should try it. It's vegetarian.
Okay, I'll try some.
It has beans in it.
She cooks for me and everything. Yeah, I love her.
I'm Mommy Asia.
Mama Asia.
But no, those are the side effects that I've had and the medications that I'm on. But how I feel about modern medicine, I'm trying it out, you guys. I'm trying to be good with it. I'm trying it out for at least a year to stay on my medications, because normally I'm on it for like a couple of months and then I just stop taking it cold turkey, and then I'm just like, everything's fine, the world is great, I really don't have mental illness, what are they talking about? Like I'm just like,
I know, right?
nothing's wrong with me.
I understand that completely. You take a medication, you think it's cured, and then you get off of it and you're like, oh no, wait, I have to get back on it.
Yeah, it's like I need that again, like a junkie. You're like, yeah, I have it.
Like Tyrone Biggles. I need my medication.
But no, she's so silly. But no, it's basically like that. But yeah. So what else should we talk about? It's going on 30 minutes.
Oh, maybe we should end the video. Should we end it?
We'll end it in like 3 minutes.
This is a long ass video.
I know, right? It's long as shit.
I wonder if y'all niggas are actually watching this shit.
I know, right? People they be throwing me like three views, right?
Right.
On this, it'll just get 3 views, and I'll be like, look, we're cute. We're talking about mental illness. It's something people need to know about.
Listening to what we actually have to say.
They need to listen. They need to listen to me more often. They should, because we're fucking smart. We look good on camera.
I feel like I could be a plus size model. I'm not really plus.
You're not really plus yet. Not until you reach like a size 10 can you be considered plus size modeling. I'm gonna do her makeup, y'all.
She's gonna do her makeup. Usually I don't wear makeup because I'm actually pretty tomboyish.
Oh, let's talk about coping skills. Okay, the last thing we're gonna talk about is coping skills and what coping skills we use and how they help with your mental illness. So go first.
My coping skills include doing yoga. I do love doing yoga. Doing art. I make clay.
She's really good, you guys.
But there's also bad coping skills that a lot of people deal with. My bad coping skills include smoking.
She has a serious nicotine addiction.
I have a nicotine addiction. I wonder if it's because of my medication, my schizophrenia. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. It does run in my family.
Mm-hmm.
But there are good coping skills and bad coping skills, and those are 2 of like my good and my bad coping skills. My best things, my art. My worst things, my smoking nicotine habit.
Yeah, because she smokes weed too. She tried not to say that. She tried to leave that out. But no, okay, so my coping skills, how do you think they help with your mental illness though? Answer that really quick so we can hurry up with this video.
Oh, they help me with my mental illness because it keeps my mind busy. It keeps my mind distracted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I already have
and focus on something else.
Yeah, focus on something else. So
and stimulated.
Exactly. So it's like a distraction from like voices and everything, like just like meeting with my clay and doing my art.
Yeah.
You know, and just kind of letting myself be like more onto the ADD side, so the schizophrenic side. You know.
Okay, you wrap it up, Shayna. Wrap it up. No, but my coping skills have to do with listening to a lot of music. I write poetry. I write music sometimes too. I do modeling. I do makeup. I do styling for fashion. It's centered around the arts and being creative. I talk a lot too now. I'm a talker. I wasn't really a talker when I was younger, but I talk now.
I'm the opposite. I'm an introvert.
Yeah, I'm kind of ambiverted. I'm ambiverted, so I can be an extrovert and introvert.
Yeah, sometimes she just listens to her music and just doesn't want to talk to me or anything. Sometimes she's just talking so much, I'm like, damn it, I'm trying to sleep.
Like last night.
Yeah. I was so tired.
I was tired last night. I was super tired last night because I was up since like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I didn't go to sleep until like what, 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. Yo, that's a long time to be up. But no, those coping skills help because they keep me, like she said, or like I was piggybacking off of her. They keep me stimulated. They keep me like focused on something that doesn't have to do with my mental illness, and they keep me, you know, like creative. Like it stimulates my mind a lot. So, and I have a strong support system now with my family members. Like shout out Rajay, shout out Jama, shout out Sierra, shout out Shay, Tolson, the whole Tolson clan with Troy in there. Troy in the mix too. Shout out my mother Christy, my aunt LaShonda, my dad Rodney, my brother Rodney Jr. Rodney Jr. All of them, all my aunties and uncles and everybody out there that's watching or listening right now. My family, my friends like Shayna, Daryl, Morgan, anybody and everybody. Who else do I talk to a lot? I can't think of them right now, but anybody who's watching, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you don't suffer with any mental illness, and if you do, we're here for you.
Yeah, we're here to support you.
Yes.
Mental illness is okay.
Always.
There's always help. But the first step is to try to help yourself.
Yes, and we're finished with this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah. Peace and love. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Bye.